First things first. This is a battlefield that's full of what seems to be Homs from Colony 9 from Xenoblade 1. This scene looks shockingly similar to the Battle of Sword Valley, which is the opening cutscene of Xenoblade 1. They wear very similar armor and artillery too. What catches my eye the most is the glowing weapons they have. If you've played Future Connected, you'll know that Shulk created a replica Monado sword, and that Monado sword is powered by a special device that Shulk has on his belt, a new invention that he himself created, probably from the technology of the first Monado replica created by the Machina, the people of the Mechonis. Shulk probably used this new invention to help the people of his colony and the Bionis to fight any threat that opposed them, as is seen here in this trailer. All Homs seem to use these ether-powered weapons. Another thing we can see on the trailer, from Xenoblade 1 and that was created by the Machina, is a face mechan. These giant robots were created to fight Shulk and the people of the Bionis, as they originally were immune to the Monado. There's several that appear in the game and they are practically robot suits with a pilot cap. Since the Machina and the Homs came to live in peace together at the end of the game, it's possible that they shared their advanced technology with the Homs, and thus the Machina created robot suits for them to pilot. We can also see what I'm assuming is a Homs use the same technology as the rest of the Homs on the battlefield. This guy, however, has a replica Monado sword, which means these are weapons mass-produced by Homs to use in the war and on the line. We can see here another girl who is fighting with him using ether-powered rings. This girl is a Gormati, a race of half-cat, half-human people from Xenoblade Chronicles 2. They reside in the town of Torigoth that's in the Gormat Titan, hence the name Gormati. However, if we look closely, we'll see that the girl has a core crystal, and this core crystal has red stains in it, which means she's a flesh eater. She has gray, silver hair and golden eyes, just like another character from Xenoblade 2 called Nia. She even fights using the same kind of weapons Nia has. Could it be that this girl is Nia's daughter? These two seem to know each other, as he was asking her why she would side with the enemy. Considering that, it's really possible that this guy is Rex and Pyra's son, as he's the main character and knows who very probably is Nia's daughter. Right now it's just a theory, but just wait to hear the rest of it and why this might be true, as this game seems like it'll be about the kids of both Xenoblade main casts. Another guy shows up to cover his friend from another girl. Considering the first guy is using Homs technology and he was fighting a Gormati girl, I can assume this new guy is from the race of the Machina, considering both races lived in peace together at the end of Xenoblade 1, and his entire color scheme and features, such as the unnatural skin color and hair. Could he be the son of Vania from Xenoblade 1? And then we have the other girl whose attack was blocked by the Machina guy. She appears to be a blade from Xenoblade 2. There's two different types of blades in Xenoblade 2, common blades and rare blades. Common blades are generic looking and rare blades are the unique anime girls and boys. This girl obviously looks like a rare one. Something else to notice here is that she looks shockingly similar to another blade called Brigid, especially because of her blue flame hair bangs and purple hair. We have to remember that in Xenoblade 2 lore, humans used to marry blades in the past, so the possibility of her being the daughter of Brigid and the Emperor of Mor Ardain or someone else is quite possible, considering lots of these new characters seem to be either the kids or descendants of Xenoblade 1 and 2 characters. Next, we can see a guy that's extremely and shockingly similar to Van Damme. At first I thought he was Van Damme's son, but quickly remembered that his son died at some point before Xenoblade 2 and later Van Damme died too. So this is very much possibly a younger Van Damme in a flashback cutscene, which makes sense considering the setting of the game. As for the eye patch, it was probably an injury that healed since he has both eyes in Xenoblade 2. We are shown another scene where there's a lot of people witnessing a little concert. Notice how all of them are wearing the same ether ring that Shulk created. This is because this thing probably powers up their weapons, hence the glowing weaponry they all have. We see a girl playing the flute here, and, considering how this game seems to be a setting where both worlds from Xenoblade 1 and 2 merged, as was shown in the ending of 2, and that it seems some time has passed since 2, it's not far-fetched to think that this is Shulk and Fiora's daughter, considering she looks a lot like Fiora and all of these people are Homs, and in the future, if that's the case, It seems that at least 20 years have passed since both Xenoblade 1 and 2. Same case here. This girl is a high Entia, a race of bird people from the Bionis. A half Homs too, since she has small wings on her head instead of the big wings the pure-blood high Entia have. Of course, probably not every character will be a descendant, but it's still possible that she's Melia's daughter. If we continue with this trend, considering at the very least half the cast really are the kids of Rex, Shulk, Brigitte and Nia, it's possible that this guy is the son of both Rain and Charla considering his appearance, skin and eye color, since both worlds really merged. It seems that we have access to certain areas of both worlds. This place looks a lot like the Bionis leg from Xenoblade 1. We can even see in the distance the rock formations in the Gaur Plains. This other place is a given. It's the distant fingertip from the fallen arm. Again from Xenoblade 1. Since both worlds merged, the entire land is different, but it seems to keep traits from the previous world like parts of the Mechonis and Bionis, not an exact representation, but this place looks a bit like Aerith Sea. We can see here more fingertips from the Mechonis and a place that looks a lot like Galahad Fortress, Sword Valley. Moving on to Xenoblade 2 locations. This place seems to be Alba Cavendish, the capital of Mor Ardain and the Titan residence of Brigid, Morag and Nile. This place is probably a variation of Machna Forest. There's high Entia on the background and a ship that's probably a more advanced version of their previous ships. Once again, this place also looks like Machna Forest a lot. This other place is reminiscent of Lefteria, another location from Xenoblade 2. It's not an exact representation, but it is the closest lookalike location in that game. We have a couple of Napon that seem to be cosplaying Rex and Pyra. At least they have the wigs, but maybe their clothes indicate that this is the outfit they both will have as adults in this game? Oh boy. This is where things heat up. This is Melia from Xenoblade 1. It seems that she will be a villain in this game for whatever reason I don't know. She became the Empress of the High Entia at the end of Future Connected, but it seems that she's using a mask from the Bionite Order here. Maybe she became queen and as such, became their leader? That seems likely considering only the queen was given the knowledge about their existence. But it's also highly unlikely considering lots of High Entia died. Maybe she's being controlled. We'll just have to wait and see until the game releases. And then we have Nia, who seems to be a villain too. She's using a mask and an outfit that seems to be Japanese-like. Just like the outfit her daughter is using by having sakura petal motifs on her sleeves. You can clearly see this as Nia because of her core crystal and clothes. That is much a given. Nia can transform into a blade since she is one, and then transform back into a human blade driver. Her appearance changes depending on the form she takes, but here she is shown in her original blade form with her long ears. We can see here on this last screen that there's the Mechonis sword in the background along with what seems to be the Gormati Titan. That's all for today's video guys. I hope you liked it. I'm eager for Xenoblade 3, being a big fan and having played them all. It'd help me a lot if you could subscribe, and thanks for watching.